your attendance tonight, because with your presence here, you're helping the YWCA Rock County to not only celebrate inspirational women and organizations in our community, but you're also helping women and children in our Transitions for Women program and Economic Empowerment Center. At Transitions for Women, we inspire and empower women of all ages to realize their full economic potential in a community environment created by women for women. We offer individualized economic services to all women in our community, regardless of income. Our advocates help women overcome barriers to employment and housing. Fleeing an abuser often leaves women and children immediately homeless and in need of training and support to recover and to gain independence and self-sufficiency. The Transitions for Women program offers a path to domestic violence recovery through case management and support groups with the goal of obtaining permanent housing. The 11 apartments in the YWCA's transitional housing program at the historic Jeffries Flats are the only transitional housing units available for families affected by domestic violence that serves all of Rock County. Our Economic Empowerment Center offers unemployed or underemployed women in our community access to computers and the internet for job searches or educational opportunities. We all know that internet access is often the key to starting a new career. The women come from all over Rock County, as they are not just from our program. The Economic Advocate is on site to help women build a winning resume, develop interviewing skills, and network with other women offering job search assistance and tips. In addition to on-site advocate, many of our services are also accessible online for those who cannot get to the office to use them. Our Economic Empowerment Center helped 109 women find jobs last year. For women in poverty, finding a job is not the only hurdle. There are many barriers that make it almost impossible to keep their job. One barrier is transportation. We have made a commitment to lower this barrier. If a woman is employed and earns below the poverty level, she can come to us and get one $20 gas-only card or bus tokens per month. She has to show her current pay stub, and we compare that to the poverty level, which is just $19,000 a year for a mother and 2 children. Nationally, women in poverty have a 42% chance of retaining their employment. And we know these gas cards work in our support work because we exceeded the national average with 65% job retention in Rock County. We asked women what the transportation assistance meant to them and their families, and here are a couple of memorable quotes. A nurse's aide who had 3 children and was going to school to become a nurse told us how hard it was for her to make ends meet each week and what a blessing the gas card was to her budget. Additionally, a mother of 4 working at a restaurant and going to UROC told us that not having to fill her gas tank that week allowed her to spend a little extra money on food for her family. So we appreciate the transportation assistance, another said. We really appreciate your kindness. And finally, another woman said in tears, thank you. For that week, I didn't have to worry about running out of gas. Thank you again. And now I'd like to ask Ellie Swart to come back up, our board president.
Thank you, Angela, and thank you everyone for supporting the YWCA clients with your attendance tonight as well as your gifts to our gas card donations. Now let's get on to celebrating the amazing women that we're here to honor tonight. Each of the women who are being honored, as well as those who came before, have had a significant impact on our local businesses, schools, churches, nonprofit organizations, downtown development, and arts and culture. The YWCA Women of Distinction honors women who are role models for other women and have inspired other women and girls to achieve success. have demonstrated excellence, accomplishment, and creativity in their profession, community, or lives, are dedicated to social justice, racial equality, and diversity throughout our community, have exhibited qualities of leadership, teamwork, integrity, and dedication, and are committed to improving the quality of life in our community. This is our 44th year recognizing the amazing accomplishments of women in our community. The YWCA Corporate Merit Award of Merit recognizes a company or organization that contributes time, talent, and treasure to various community organizations, events, or projects, and strives to empower women in the workplace. All of our past Award of Merit honorees are on the screen. Can we give them a round of applause as well? You may be asking, with so many talented women and worthy organizations in Rock County, how are the Women of Distinction honorees chosen? Each of the Women of Distinction Award honorees were nominated by friends, family, or colleagues for their accomplishments. Every year, the community is invited to nominate women and young women who they feel deserve to be recognized for their outstanding contributions. Nomination forms are then turned into the YWCA, and each nomination is reviewed by a volunteer selection committee. The selection committee is comprised of community leaders and past Women of Distinction recipients. We greatly appreciate their time and dedication. Please join me in recognizing and thanking this year's committee: Sue Mullen, Cheryl Jackson, Jessica Loker, Yolanda Saffold, Maria Delgado, Rick Mueller, and Denise Peters-Kahu. Again, thank you for choosing our wonderful Women of Distinction recipients tonight. At this time, I would like to ask our event chair and YWCA board member, Kim Lanta, to come to the stage to help with the awards. While she is coming to the stage, I also want to introduce our guest MC, Danica Lewis. Danica Lewis is a reporter and anchor for News 3 Now This Morning. She's an award-winning journalist who's been in the Madison TV news market for nearly 7 years. Danica is committed to making tough topics like mental health more accessible to the masses, and she's focused on telling stories that connect people with people. In her time reporting news in southern Wisconsin, Danica's been blessed with the opportunity to share stories from strong women across the entire region, and she's thrilled to be part of our event for a second time. Welcome, Danica.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Hope everybody's doing all right. I know some of you are still eating, so please continue to do so. I just want to thank this amazing organization once again for having me. I was blessed with the opportunity to come down to Janesville a couple years ago to MC this event, and they asked me back a second time, and it is well worth staying up past my bedtime for. So I really appreciate all of you, and it's just so great right now to look out on the full house that we have here tonight, because really these women are doing amazing things. I know I left feeling very empowered last time around, even with the lack of sleep. So I hope you guys feel the same about this year's event. And I just want to say really quickly, in driving down from Madison with the blustery wind, yeah, thanks Mother Nature, really appreciate that. But with the cruddy weather, and coming down and thinking about what this event is all about, you know, we talk a lot about on News 3 Now This Morning about people helping people stories. And it's just taken up a notch for me when it's women helping women. And it's just an honor to be here and be able to share that experience with just a few of you awesome ladies doing awesome things in your community. So I know, again, I appreciate being here very, very much. And it is my honor to present this year's awards to each of our honorees. And so as I introduce you, please come to the stage along with your nominator, okay? We are going to start this year with two young women of distinction. That is Claire Mickelson and Taylor Samuel. see you guys are fans. Claire Mickleton is a senior at Janesville Craig High School. She is an active member in many clubs and organizations, including, and this list puts all of us to shame, here we go, International Club, Art Honor Society, Science Honor Society, Letter Women's Club, and Internship. She's also the president of Student Council's Executive Board, vice president of the National Honor Society, and team captain of the Janesville Lacrosse Club. So when Claire's not, busy, she is most likely working at Threads Consignment or doing homework at a local coffee shop, my kind of gal. Claire will be attending University of Wisconsin-Madison or University of Minnesota next fall. We hope to have some influence here in the next few minutes. She will major in biomedical engineering and is excited to begin a design project working on cancer treatment development. After college, Claire plans on finding a career that will allow her to improve the lifestyle of cancer patients by developing new tools and procedures. Yeah. And it's Taylor Salmon, right? Salmon. I knew I was gonna, it had to come with just right off the bat, just messing it up here. God bless her, though. She wasn't gonna say anything. Taylor Salmon is also a senior at Janesville Craig High School. She's an active member in a lot of clubs as well, such as National Honor Society, National Spanish Honor Society, Student Council, and Letter Women's Club. She's currently serving as the vice president of National Spanish Honor Society and Student Council and president of Letter Women's. She also plays volleyball and softball. Taylor is going to attend Edgewood College in Madison next fall and will seek a degree in nursing while playing volleyball. Through her work on the Isaac Strong campaign, she has developed a passion for helping children with cancer and plans to be part of the Love Your Melon campus crew in college, which is dedicated to making a difference in lives of pediatric cancer patients. After she graduates, she hopes to become a nurse in pediatric oncology. So through Student Council, these young ladies have organized and led many fundraisers, not just for the club, but for the community. The most recent fundraiser was for Isaac Johnson, a 4-year-old boy with neuroblastoma and the recipient of this year's Student Council fundraiser. Taylor and Claire organized penny wars at multiple schools and programs, a school dance, raffle, and other fundraisers, as well as reaching out to local businesses for donations in an effort to rally the entire community behind the Johnson family. By the end, they raised almost $20,000 for the Johnsons. Taylor and Claire were nominated by Officer Brian Foster and Principal Dr. Allison Majoin, who will both express these young women, that is, are absolutely committed to improving the quality of life in our community. While Isaac and his needs are at the center of this work, our school and the larger community have been brought together as partners through this project. These young women of distinction demonstrate that young female leaders can and will make a difference in our society. Because Claire and Taylor chose to make a difference for a local family, they remind us that we should do what we can with what we have where we are, as President Theodore Roosevelt once said. Let's give a big round of applause for Claire and Taylor.
Hi everyone. I would like to start by saying thank you for recognizing us tonight. We are very excited to share our story and also to hear the stories of the other women being honored tonight. My name is Claire Michelson, and this is Taylor Salmon. As she said, we are seniors at Craig High School, and we are both members of the Student Council Executive Board. Each year, Student Council organizes a fundraiser for a local charity, and we typically raise about $8,000. In the past, we have supported causes such as Project 1649, which is a local organization that fights teens homelessness. We've also helped Cougar Closet, which provides support to Craig students in need. But in this November, we decided, when we were in the process of selecting our cause, Officer Justin Stubendick, who is here today, reached out to us, and he spoke to us about Isaac Johnson. Isaac is a 4-year-old battling neuroblastoma. He has had it since he is 2. Neuroblastoma is a rare form of pediatric cancer. It accounts for about 6% of all cancers in children. He has had treatments in Madison, New York, Chicago, and was just cleared for treatment in Michigan. The Student Council decided to focus our fundraising efforts to help the Johnson family and to join Isaac's fight, which is called Isaac Strong. Officer Justin Stubendick told us about the financial strain and these treatments and the travel have on Isaac and his family. This past winter, Taylor and I were very impressed with the generosity of our community. At the beginning of December, we started by planning and going through with our annual 3-week fundraiser. We started at the high school, included a penny war, a raffle, and a winter dance. We were then able to set up penny wars at 4 local elementary schools, as well as the YWCA pre-K and after-school programs. We also traveled to local businesses throughout the community, and we were amazed with how many were able to donate. Following our winter fundraiser, Taylor and I helped organize t-shirt sales, a school-wide pep rally, and a ceremony before a Craig basketball game. At the ceremony, we were able to show the Johnsons their community support and present them with a check. To this date, we have raised over $20,000. Throughout our work with Isaac, Taylor and I had the honor to meet his family and his entire support system. And as I stand here in front of you today, I can say that I truly believe Isaac has the strength to beat neuroblastoma.
Every single time that we have seen Isaac, even tonight, because he is here tonight, he has done nothing but smile and laugh and just been a kid. In a few short months, and without realizing it, he has inspired me, my team, and many others. He has shown us how to appreciate the little things in life and to never take a day for granted. In our futures, Claire and I both wish to improve the lives of those affected by cancer, and being a part of Isaac's fight has inspired both of us to pursue the study of medicine. Next year, I plan to study nursing at Edgewood College in Madison. I hope to be involved in the Love Your Melon campus crew, and following school, I hope to become a pediatric oncology nurse. Claire has decided, and she plans to attend the University of Minnesota Twin Cities, where she will study biomedical engineering. After graduation, Claire hopes to find a path that will allow her to develop tools and treatments to improve the lives of pediatric cancer patients. Claire and I both know that the success of our fundraisers would not have been possible without the help of some incredible people. Craig Sr., Sam Smith, who is also here tonight, was with us for every meeting and fundraiser. He helped us connect with our basketball team to create our big event. Dr. Allison Bion, Officer Brian Foster, Officer Justin Stubendick, and Ben Biddick provided us with unmatched support and resources. We also had an immense amount of support from our families, friends, and community members. As we accept this award, we are humbled by the recognition that we have received. Whether you join us in Isaac's fight or find a cause that inspires you, we hope you can donate your time, prayers, or resources to those in need. Isaac's fight is our fight, and we hope we have motivated others to join us. In the future, we wish to see other young women follow in our footsteps by taking advantage of opportunities to improve their communities. Thank you.
Our first woman of distinction is Kelly Willoughby. So Kelly is a senior account executive at Gordon Flesh Company and has worked there for over 15 years. Kelly loves working at GFC and embodies the company's focus to not only provide amazing customer service and technology solutions, but also their significant focus on giving back to the communities where employees live and work. Kelly is actively involved in as an ambassador for both Forward Janesville and the Milton Area Chamber of Commerce. She sits on the Chamber of Commerce's board of directors as well and is trying to attend as many events at the Beloit Chamber this year. Connecting and inspiring people and making an impact on her community is extremely important to her, so you'll likely see her out volunteering at numerous events for organizations such as Can Do, Community Action, ECHO, the Chambers, and, well, pretty much anything you can ask her to help with. She's also very passionate about helping children and encourages everyone to check out Rosie's Birthday Club and Rock House Kids in Rockford as well. One of her mentors, Dola Gregory, said it best by saying, "Help a child today and you won't have to repair an adult tomorrow." I'm going to take that one. Kelly, yeah, that deserves a round of applause, sure. Kelly believes if you can help anyone, child or adult, by simply making them smile or connecting them to resources, you can make such a huge difference. On Kelly's nomination form, Beth Tollin wrote, "Running the risk of sounding cheesy, I think of Kelly as the living embodiment of Rosie the Riveter. We can do it," in that poster. She builds women up and encourages everyone to be their best self. She does this via email, on the phone, and in person. She's the kind of person who is always motivating others to do their best. Let's give Kelly a big round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. Cleared the stairs in my new heels. Check one, good. Ladies, that went just before me, that was absolutely amazing. I just wish I had those resources in high school. That's just amazing what you guys have done. But back to my script. Good evening, everyone. What an incredible, unbelievable honor it is to be up here. I still don't have words for all of the emotions this recognition has brought out over the past few months, but it's really made me do some deep thinking, self-reflection, laughing, crying, smiling, as I think about all the people in my life that I'm so thankful for and are really responsible for many of the opportunities that I've had to be able to get out in the community, give back, volunteer, and inspired me. Since 3 of my favorite girls crashed my house on this dark, snowy, sleet-filled evening in February to surprise me with this award, I've written this speech in my head about 200 different ways. You see, 10 years ago in 2008, my life kind of changed dramatically as I took a chance and moved to Rockford to work as an account executive for GFC. I didn't know a soul or the area, but joined the Chamber of Commerce right away, and a gym, of course, if you know me, and met so many wonderful people. These people didn't have any obligation to reach out to me, to talk to me, to help me connect in a new place, but they did. And since that first time there, it has been a serious focus of mine to do the same for everyone as much as I can. I was quickly introduced to 2 organizations that made an extremely huge impact on me personally. Rosie's Birthday Club, where I actually still currently hold the title of CJM. It's a C-level suite name. It's Chief Joy Maker, and Rock House Kids. My eyes were opened so wide to find out there were kids, wonderful, amazing kids living on the streets or in extremely poverty-stricken areas. Some had a family and some did not. And many of them didn't know when their birthday was or where they were going to sleep that night or when they would eat next when they left for home, wherever that might be. I took some kids home to the projects multiple times and watched as they hid their food in their pockets so no one would steal it as they ran as fast as they could to their door. These kids tried to survive as best they could in a world of poverty, drugs, gangs, shootings, abuse. This is real life in both small and large communities, and it's just got to change. So long story short, when my husband and I moved to Janesville about 5 years ago, I immediately connected with Fort Janesville and started learning as much as I could about Rock County. Everyone was super helpful in connecting me and introducing me all around. I wanted to help wherever I could and be a part of something so much bigger and make an impact. I wanted to brighten people's day and inspire people as I had been inspired. I wanted to find organizations that needed assistance, and honestly, volunteering, that can mean anything from going and selling 50-50 raffle tickets at an event, or delivering food, or checking people in, or recruiting people to come to a nonprofit function that seriously makes an impact in the community. Any of those events I am in, and I encourage you to be as well. I honestly can't imagine not volunteering every week and encourage you to do the same. There are so many powerful, amazing women in my life too that I've looked up to and have become my mentors and have inspired me to maximize my life and all the time that we have here. And one of those is a woman named Barb Berman, and I think there were some people in this room that might know her. She's still in her 80s, still kicking butt and leading a nonprofit organization, is head of one of the key clubs, and takes a little bit to get around, but she's just absolutely amazing, and I just aspire to be her someday. Then I also want to be that 80-year-old triathlete, still competing in Ironman and marathons, and motivating others along the way, of course, as well. Cheers to both those dreams. I sure hope I got this. There are so many people to thank in my life, and if I haven't cried already, this is probably where it's going to happen. Both of my parents are here tonight, and my brother and sister-in-law, and a few friends that really are family. Without them constantly being there to pick up the phone and talk and support through all these crazy life adventures, I don't know where everything would be today. My amazing husband's here too, and he allows me the time to volunteer, but he's also there when I ask, when we need a truck or some muscles or just whatever we need, he's always there too. So thank you, honey, love you. And some of my awesome, amazing Gordon Flesh family are here too, and over the past 15 years, they have supported me through so many good times, rough times, any kind of charitable giving. I remember even John Flesh once, I emailed him because we were doing a TP tower at one point, raising toilet paper for a nonprofit organization. He said, Cal, sign's fine, here's $100, go do what you need to do. I mean, it's just amazing the kind of support that's there. They've always been there whenever guidance or help or anything is needed, so thank you so much. I also thank the YWCA for not only this amazing opportunity, but for all the remarkable resources they have available to the community. If you honestly haven't taken a tour, you really need to. These past few months have seriously been surreal and overwhelming in a very positive way, minus the billboard. That was a little much. I seen that, and the first time I kind of just kept driving. Thank goodness my car beeped at me, but I kept driving straight. And to Beth Talon over there too, an amazing friend that had this crazy idea to get me up here. You are truly a woman of distinction in my eyes as well. So thank you. It's a moment I'll never forget. But in closing, even when you're having an extremely bad day and nothing is going right, please remember that there are kids that don't have food to eat. There are people that seriously don't have a place to call home. There are people with disabilities that are given true meaning through organizations like Can Do. There are people that don't know if they'll make it through the night due to all the crimes, drugs, abuse, and you don't see these things, but obviously they're there. These people need our help. Please push yourself to volunteer, to step up and show up in your community, to try something new. Even if you don't know somebody, just do it, just try it, and make a difference. Be a positive influence. Positivity is huge. Be part of giving a hand up and really change a person's life. Thank you again for coming tonight, and for all of this. They gave us 3 minutes, and hopefully I made that. But as my yoga teacher always says, find gratitude in everything you do, and it's just kind of something to live by as well. So thank you very, very much.
Here we go. Our next woman of distinction is Marlene Russler. Marlene started her teaching career in the fall of 1965 as a kindergarten teacher at Lincoln Elementary School right here in Janesville. She taught there for the next 3.5 years at Lincoln until she and her husband started their family. In 1977, she was hired to teach 3-year-old children at Linwood Nursery School, now Gosler's Preschool. Marlene continued to teach at the preschool until 2010 when she retired. After retirement, Marlene was invited to be part of the Rotary Garden's Story and Stroll program. A few years later, she was asked to be the program coordinator, and her experience as a preschool teacher grounded the program in stories and activities designed to promote children's literacy and awareness of the natural world. Marlene also carried her teaching experience to the Historical Society, where she volunteers as a teacher at Francis Willard one-room schoolhouse for 3rd and 4th grade children who come for field trips. Marlene also volunteers at Trinity Episcopal Church as a Sunday school teacher, altar guild member, lay reader, brings communion to shut-ins, brings birthday gifts from Trinity to St. Elizabeth nursing home residents, helps with the Gifts Men's Shelter meals, as well as delivering Meals on Wheels. Busy lady. Marlene is a new member of the Women's Salvation Army Auxiliary and volunteers at the Grace Thrift Store. She says the people you meet and the friends you make through volunteering are a true gift. Mary Williams wrote in her nomination form, Marlene was born to help others and use her skills as a master teacher. She is a person who leads by example. Wherever she is, the place becomes a brighter place. Marlene gives 100% of her heart and soul in whatever she actively participates in, and she finds a way to be grateful for everyday gifts and friendships. Let's give Marlene a big round of applause.
Thank you so much. My friend, Mary Williams, is responsible for me receiving this award tonight. I appreciate all the work she did to make this possible. Mary is one of my dear friends and was a co-worker with me at Gelser's First Step Nursery School for many years. I also want to thank those people who sent letters recommending me for this award, and the support my family and friends have given me. I truly appreciate everyone's kindness. When I look back on my many years of teaching, mostly at Gelser's First Step, under directors Karen Gelser McKeag and now Cindy Hackett, I would get those first day jitters. Somehow, after we get those little ones into our classroom and I would spend some time with them, those jitters would go away. The children helped me relax. Now, after those years of teaching, I still appreciate on occasion to help out in the classroom. Following my retirement, I wasn't sure what I should do with all of my spare time. And some say, what spare time? Anyway, I slowly found ways to fill the void of teaching. One day, my friend Leslie Brunzell asked me if I would like to read stories to little children at one of the Rotary Garden programs, that being Story and Stroll. I said, sure. Well, one thing led to another, and I will be starting my 8th year as a volunteer with Story and Stroll. The joy little ones give us as volunteers can't be ignored. Then, another friend, Joyce Dodge, asked if I would like to be a part of the Historical Society's Francis Willard School Program, which I have found rewarding as well. These children are older, of course, but have just as much enthusiasm. A year or so later, my friend Carol Simmons mentioned that she was going to volunteer at a Grace Hospice Care. I have firsthand knowledge with my father of the excellent care they give their patients. So, helping out at their Grace thrift store was something I could do for them. The one highlight of volunteering after retirement is the wonderful people you meet and the friends you make. In closing, there is one thought that I would like to share. When I looked at the folder Corey brought to me, it said, Her Night to Shine. It made me think of a Sunday school song we sing with our class. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Well, when I look out into this audience, I see many lights. Each one of you has special gifts and talents that you willingly share with others. The smallest thing you might do for someone else may brighten their day more than you ever know. So let your light shine. Thank you.
All right, our next woman of distinction is Linda Like. So Linda Like is the volunteer coordinator at Cedar Crest, where she started the volunteer program 9 years ago. She loves encouraging a wide variety of ages and stages of volunteers, but especially enjoys the Chinese students who come from UW-Whitewater at Rock County. This program is the first of its kind in the area, providing a diverse intercultural and intergenerational component for the older residents. Having a heart for nonprofit work, Linda previously worked at United Way of North Rock County for 6 years and at Spotlight on Kids for 4 years. Just as important as her paid work is her volunteer role at the church, the Connecting Church, Milton Seventh-day Baptist. As the outreach coordinator there, she organizes programs focused on refugees, as well as Operation Christmas Child and volunteering at Gifts Homeless Shelter. A big supporter of her local library, Linda founded the Friends of the Milton Public Library, building the group to 100 members, and now serves as the secretary of the Milton Public Library Foundation. Linda loves encouraging and mentoring women. In the past, she was a career mentor for young women through UW-Whitewater, her alma mater. Another favorite activity is to facilitate spiritual conversation groups where women of different beliefs are welcome to discuss life, God, and the Bible in a non-judgmental place to build understanding and respect for each other. Business Women of Faith is another local group that Linda initiated in 2011. In Linda's nomination form, John Cruzen shared a story that perfectly exemplifies why Linda is being honored here tonight. It's 4 a.m., and Linda Luke is shoveling 5 inches of snow from her driveway. In about 45 minutes, she will be driving a young woman to her new job, a job she desperately needs as she is months behind on rent. This woman is trying to rebuild her life after years of bad decisions and lost jobs. She does not have a car, and walking to work isn't a viable option this morning. The woman is not a relative, simply someone Linda became acquainted with while the woman worked at a convenience store in the neighborhood. But she is a perfect example of how Linda takes young women under her wing, mentors and counsels them, and most of all, becomes their friend. Let's give Linda a big round of applause.
Thank you, Danica, for your kind introduction, to John Cruzen for nominating me. And I also want to thank Cedar Crest and my church, the Only Baptist Church in Milton, because you've given me so many opportunities. And also to all my family and friends who are here today, and to the YWCA for the awesome work you do in the community. Every day, I get to partner volunteers with older adults to see the smiles on their faces, to bring opportunities to people in our church to make a better community and world, to encourage and mentor women. I believe God creates each of us uniquely, and our God-given strengths are not to keep to ourselves. I am amazed I'm getting an award for something that brings me so much joy. For example, guiding and molding Chinese students who volunteer at Cedar Crest to make them successful in relating to older adults. This can build skills that last a lifetime. In my paid and volunteer work, I connect people with opportunities to serve and encourage and coach them toward a goal. As I'm sure many of you understand, there are overwhelming opportunities, more than each of us can reasonably take on. It's impossible for me to serve on every committee that I'm asked to or mentor every woman who comes in my path. As a follower of Jesus, I pray about where God wants me. My focus is on using my God-given skills strategically for His glory. We have influence on others, not to be puffed up, but to build others up. One man, Joseph Goodrich, started both my church in Milton in 1840 and the Milton House Inn in 1844. As an abolitionist, Goodrich used the tunnel between his log cabin home and the inn to hide slaves before they traveled to freedom. Joseph had a vision. What he and I have in common is a motivation stemming from a foundation of faith, helping one person at a time. When he started my church, his eyes were on God's vision that our church would have influence on our community. As narrow as the tunnel to hide slaves, so is Joseph's and also my purpose and vision. We humans cannot do everything. So we have to focus on where our strengths and passions lie. You have to know where you're going and have vision for where that path leads. My nominator, John Cruzen, shared a quote with me recently from Alice in Wonderland. If you don't know where you are going, any road will get you there. For women who I mentor, I offer a listening ear and the foundation of Christian faith I was raised in. Having been blessed with much, I have the responsibility to give more to others. Raised with my parents' model of serving God and serving others, I can offer wisdom gleaned from this. With a stable job, with a supportive family, including a loving husband of 33 years next week, and hardworking, self-supporting children who make me extremely proud. I have the energy to very simply stand by the side of those that I mentor through life's ups and downs, guide them, pray with, and for them. I also have a passion, as Danica said, thank you, for facilitating spiritual conversation groups. Women who believe differently on spiritual issues are invited into non-judgmental discussion to talk about life, God, and the Bible. It is not a place to preach. It is a place instead to listen and learn from each other. As a follower of Jesus, I want to love on other people and understand them, even if we do not believe the same. I share my faith not to push faith on people, but to open a door to discover what others believe, a decision which impacts our eternity. Understanding and appreciating our differences does not separate us, it unites us. Years from now, if no one remembers me, it does not matter to me if all I am and did was for the glory of God, having eternal impact. I sum up with a Bible verse from Acts 20:24. But my life is worth nothing to me unless I use it for finishing the work assigned me by the Lord Jesus, the work of telling others the good news about the wonderful grace of God. Thank you for this honor. It's incredible.
Moving on to our next woman of distinction, who is Sherry Faber. So Sherry Faber works as a project coordinator at Janesville Mobilizing for Change, a substance abuse prevention agency in Janesville. She is currently the chair of the Neonatal Abstinence Syndrome Committee of the Rock County Heroin Task Force and the chair of the Rock County Children's Systems of Care Advisory Committee. She also facilitates the Rock County Trauma Task Force. She's an instructor for Youth Mental Health First Aid and ACE Interface. At JM4C, Sherry is the project director for a grant from the Office of Women's Health aimed at preventing opioid misuse in young women by mitigating risk factors. Sherry has a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology and a Master's of Science degree in human development and family studies from Iowa State University. In addition to running a small business with her husband, Sherry's career path has included in-home family therapy, teaching psychology at Blackhawk Technical College, and working with troubled youth. She is guided by the belief that every individual should be afforded the opportunity to reach his or her full potential. Sherry's nominator, Aaron Davis, says that Sherry's passion for improving the conditions for others and the path that this passion has taken her on makes her a role model for others. By bringing best practices within the behavioral development field to Rock County, she is creating a better environment for all who live here. Let's give a warm welcome to Sherry.
I would just like to thank the YWCA for making this opportunity available. It is such an honor to be joining the ranks of the amazing women who have been recognized through this award over the years. Tonight, rather than talk about Janesville Mobilizing for Change or adverse childhood experiences or trauma-informed care, which I would love for all of you to come learn about at one of my work events, but tonight instead I want to share a story about a young woman who I first met when she was a bright-eyed 5-month-old baby. Samia lived way out east, so we only saw her occasionally. Like Christmas when she was 2 years old, and I taught her little games from a book that she received as a gift. When she was 3 years old and she was visiting her grandparents' farm in Iowa with her older brother, and we got to play with her. When Samuel was 4, my husband and I spent a week caring for her and her older brother while her parents, our friends Mike and Nadia, were at the hospital with their 2-year-old son Nels, who unfortunately did not win his battle with neuroblastoma. When Samuel was 9, her family stopped at our house on their way back to their farm in Massachusetts from their parents' farm in Iowa. And much to the delight of my son, who was 3 years old at the time, they had a baby pig in their trunk. This was the first of 280 piglets that Samuel would raise while she was growing up on the farm. In the years since then, both of our families got very busy raising children with had sports and music lessons and school and church. But we did keep up with them through phone calls and Christmas letters. During those years, Samia grew into a beautiful, fearless, compassionate young woman. She had a passion for traveling around the world and for serving others. She got a master's degree in global health and committed her life to big issues like health equity, empowering women, and challenging the structures and systems that maintain inequality in our world. Samia cared most about treating all people as human beings, particularly in the context of their culture, their family, and their individuality. In January of this year, she started her first real job for a global health organization based in Washington, D.C. On March 10th, she headed to Africa for her first work assignment. That same day, my husband and I were at our daughter's volleyball match, and we received a text from her father saying, "We are devastated to find out that our daughter Samia was on the plane that crashed in Ethiopia. This hurts so much." Samia Stuma was 24 years old, and she was already a woman of distinction. So tonight, I want to share my award with her. When a friend has a loss as significant as this, you feel so powerless. But one thing that a parent who loses a child wants is for their child to be remembered. So by sharing her story tonight, I felt like it was something I could do to honor her and her family at this time of great loss. Samia was always a happy person, always smiling, and she would want me to end on a more uplifting note. So I want to share a message of hope. With the work of the YWCA and other organizations striving to empower women and create more equality in this world, I believe that Samia's vision can become a reality, and we can start that right here in Rock County. So thank you to the YWCA for the work that you do, for providing this opportunity, and again, for putting together this amazing night for all of us. Thank you.
All right. We want to turn it over next to our woman of distinction, Sandy Johnson. So Sandy is the program director of CASA, that's Court Appointed Special Advocates of Rock County. Sandy came to the CASA program as a volunteer advocate in 2014 and witnessed firsthand the difficulties and uncertainty children face in the child welfare system. Her experience as a CASA volunteer fueled her passion and desire to grow the CASA program and serve more children. She considers it to be an honor to lead the CASA staff and is constantly in awe of their hard work and dedication to provide quality advocacy for the children they serve. Sandy is amazed by the CASA volunteers who take on the jobs that can be challenging and really sometimes heartbreaking, all for the love of children. She is a witness to the sacrifice those volunteers make and knows how much time and energy they expend to show the children that they are important and they are valued. On a difficult day, Sandy thinks about all the remarkable things CASA volunteers have accomplished and is re-inspired. Sandy has been part of various committees that work to improve the system, such as the Family Treatment Court Committee, Safe and Stable Families, and the Rock County Trauma Task Force. She considers it to be a privilege to work alongside people who are so committed to making positive changes within the system. Judge Ellen Bates wrote in Sandy's nomination form, "Sandy's passion is second to none regarding CASA and her kiddos. Sandy is a model for positive change. She promotes resiliency in the kids she serves. Her number one job is as a teacher and mentor to change the lives of children." Let's give Sandy a big round of applause.
There's a lot of people here. About About 2 weeks ago, I was fortunate enough to actually go on the tour at the YWCA, and if you haven't ever toured it, I also encourage you to tour it and see the wonderful things that they do there. But Corey was there, and then she gave me the lineup, and she was like, "Sandy, you're last." And I said, "I don't want to be the closer." And she said, "Well, if you are the closer, you get to talk for 30 minutes. So I hope that you guys enjoy my speech. I really am so honored to be here tonight, and I am very humbled that Judge Bates, as well as the Women of Distinction Committee, felt that I was worthy to receive this award and be part of this well-deserving group of women being honored tonight. I am always inspired when I am in the presence of people who are willing to take time out of their own lives to help others. Each and every one of you in this room tonight made a conscious choice to be here. You showed up. And by doing so, you helped people, particularly women who are recovering from domestic violence. They say that behind every great man is a great woman. But I say behind this woman is a great team of people who show up. First, I would like to thank my staff that continually goes above and beyond to help us grow the CASA program and serve more kids. Each and every one of them are excellent examples of hardworking and dedicated champions who are passionate about helping people. When I say they feel like family, I truly mean it. So for that and numerous other unmentioned contributions that might take all night to name, I cannot thank them enough. Second, I am so grateful for my husband, Dean, who has walked along my side and is continually helping our team. Without his support, love, and when I say love, I mean love of Excel spreadsheets, I know that we would have not been able to grow the CASA program to what it is today. Dean, thank you for making a conscious choice to show up and help people. Thirdly, I would like to thank our volunteer court-appointed special advocates who steadfastly advocate for the needs of children in the child welfare system. Because of the confidential nature of what they do, they often go quietly about their work without much public recognition. They are the true heroes of the CASA program, and they keep showing up day after day, and often year after year, to help people. And lastly, there are some very special people in the room tonight who work in child protective services. They put themselves in the middle of the brokenness in people's lives with the noble goal to make a difference in the life of a child. Their work is demanding and often thankless, but they keep showing up because they are committed to helping people. Each one of us is just one person, yet every person in the room is one person who cares enough to make a difference in someone's life. So in closing, I want to challenge each and every one of you to keep thinking of the ways that you can help people. Look for the ways you can help people. and then do things to help people. And at the end of every day, ask yourself, did I show up? Thank you.
So we do have a couple of corporate awards of merit to hand out tonight. And this year, YWCA Rock County is honoring 2 local organizations. The first corporate award of merit goes to the Women's Fund of the Community Foundation of Southern Wisconsin. So the Women's Fund, a component of the Community Foundation of Southern Wisconsin, was established in 2003 to provide a permanently endowed funding source for nonprofit agencies serving the needs of women and girls in Rock County, and provide hands-on grant making and leadership experiences for our donors. All of the money given to the Women's Fund is endowed. A portion of the investment proceeds is used each year to award grants to local programs that benefit women and girls here in Rock County. Since 2007, more than $95,000 has been granted to help strengthen family-sustaining wages and behavioral health initiatives. The 2018 grants were awarded to CASA, HealthNet of Rock County, Yes Rock County, and MICA Project. This organization is living its mission of helping women and girls become more successful, and that being vital to building a brighter future for the entire community. Let's get the board of directors up here to help congratulate Sue Conley and the other members of the Women's Fund.
Good evening. On behalf of the Women's Fund Advisory Board and our donors, we want to thank you very much for recognizing our work with a corporate award of merit. In 2003, several Women of Distinction recipients got together and said we need to create a fund that will perpetually provide funding to services and programs in our community that are meeting the needs of women and girls in Rock County. Our first grant actually was to the YWCA's Women Economic Empowerment Center. They wanted to start this up, and we gave them a startup grant, and they're still going today. You heard Angela talking about that today. So we're very proud of that grant in particular. And also, we gave a grant to HealthNet, who wanted to start to screen for mental health issues in their women's clinic. And they were so successful with that program that they've expanded it now to all of their patients in all of their clinics. So the Women's Fund is very proud of the work that we do to help organizations meet the needs, emerging needs in our community. We really have focused on family-sustaining wages and behavioral and mental health throughout Rock County. Even though we're headquartered in Janesville, we work throughout the county. Other activities of the Women's Fund include community forums, and that helps us all learn about the needs of women and girls. And we're really excited about our next big venture. And if you look at the back cover of the program that you have today, you'll see all the information about our June 10th event. So June 10th is the 100th anniversary of the ratification in the state of Wisconsin of the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote. So we're gonna have an old-fashioned rally, and we're gonna march from the town square to the Janesville Performing Arts Center, where you'll be able to see a presentation of living history of women in our community, in our state, and nationally that worked on suffrage and many, many women's issues since. So there's no cost to come, but we are gonna sell sashes like they used to have. Remember sashes and buttons? So it's gonna be a lot of fun. You can make a sign, come early, make a sign, and then march with us and learn about the women that have impacted our community. So we hope you'll all show up because it's going to be a lot of fun. Lucy, I didn't forget, there's going to be a Facebook page, event page launched this weekend about this, so watch for that and invite all your friends. So I want to congratulate all the recipients this evening. You all do wonderful work in our community, and we are truly grateful for what you do. And thank you very much for the recognition to the Women's Fund.
All right, and the second recipient of the annual Corporate Award of Merit is the Women's Fund of the State Line Community Foundation. in 2012, the Women's Fund of the State Line Community Foundation seeks to inspire, empower, and support women and girls through research, collaboration, advocacy, and pooled resources. Their focus areas are health and stability, safety and security, economic opportunity, and leadership. Notably, in 2015, the Women's Fund produced a signature report on the status of women and girls in Beloit, Wisconsin. In 2016, they sponsored a public display entitled Bought and Sold, Voices of Human Trafficking, which in turn created the Rock County Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force. In 2017, they published an interim status report on domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking. They also supported a new initiative to mentor child human trafficking victims in Rock County. In the past 7 years, the Women's Fund of the State Line community has emerged as a leader in innovative, thoughtful, and creative leadership that will change the future of our women and girls. The Women's Fund believes that a strong woman stands up for herself, a stronger woman stands up for everyone else. I love that. So let's please congratulate Tara Tinder and the other members of the Women's Fund of the State Line Community Foundation.
Good evening. This evening, really, Sandy, we are last. So we'll take up the other 15 minutes that you didn't use. On behalf of the State Line Community Foundation, we are honored and humbled to be here this evening. I have to share a little story with you. Sue Conley and I were in the same role at the state, at her foundation and my foundation. She had a little bit earlier start. When we brought the concept of a women's fund to my board of directors almost 20 years ago, and I've been in this business for 26 years, and I had an all-male board. And please, men, this is nothing, this is not a slight against you, but the men looked at me and said, well, if we have a women's fund, we have to have a men's fund. I said, well, we could do that if you'd like us to, that would be fine. And then one day in 2012, a woman named Carolyn Hansen, who is here with us this evening, and her friend Sandra Kincaid came to my office and said, you know, we've heard of women's funds. And they had come to the event that Sue had sponsored, and they said, we would like to form one. And I'd like you to give a hand to Carolyn Hansen this evening, who's sitting at our table. It is because their efforts and then bringing wonderful other women to the table that we have been able to do what we have done. So, as Sue would probably tell you too, as the director of a community foundation, we feel that we have the best jobs in the world because we get to see people not only like our Women's Fund, but each and every one of you who continue to give back to the community. So on behalf of all of you who are doing and showing up, as Sandy said, thank you so much. This is Danielle Clifton, the president of the Women's Fund. I thought you were going to say something. Okay.
Okay, so I'll say a few words. Kind of impromptu because I didn't know I'd be speaking. So we started in 2012, and I just want to say that, yes, the YWCA, thankfully Angela has been with us all along, a wonderful help, and we just love your organization. And some of the very practical things that we have awarded grants for your organization just to increase the security in your facilities. What we realized very early on was that we had a goal of our big endowment, but then we had to do something. So we started very small, and we started giving grants out, not enormous grants, as much as we could afford. And so this year, actually, with our latest cycle, we finished giving $54,000 worth of grants. So pretty happy with that. So it's kind of a little grassroots story about if anybody thinks you need a lot of money to make big changes, it's not necessarily true. It takes some labor, it takes some love, and it takes direction. and a lot of help and wonderful mentorship by people like Tara. And a little bit of money goes a long way, and that's what we've discovered. So thank you so much, Angela, and your group, the YWCA. We just love being able to continue helping you out, and you help us out too and give us direction. Thank you so much.
Thank you to these remarkable recipients. You continue to inspire us, and just keep on doing the great work that you're doing, and together we will transform this county and the world. So thank you so much.